What's going on, guys? So this video's been a long time coming with the new truck, and if you are a follower of my channel and you've been following it for, I'm going to say about 7 years now, maybe a little longer than that, you'll probably recall one of the first upgrades we did to the red F450 was to install a side view in-bed camera. It was actually this exact same setup. I went on to camerasource.com where I purchased my last one, bought this camera. It was not provided to me. This is not a sponsored video, but it's very important for people to at least understand what components I got and where I got them. I'll put a link in the description of this video if everything works out the way I'm hoping. But the goal here today is to install another in-bed camera, but one that will again help me with the Gooseneck connection. Now there's going to be a lot of folks who make some, I'm just going to say some ridiculous comments, so let's address those first. Hang tight, I'll be right back. Okay, so you pros out there that back up to gooseneck trailers all day long out on the farm, and you say that you should be able to back up to one no problem at all without any issue, you probably have a truck like that, where you can literally put one arm over the passenger headrest, look out the back window, and look directly into the bed of your truck, which makes connecting to a gooseneck trailer a breeze. Absolutely does. Or even if you have a new truck in that same configuration, 8.5-foot bed with a regular cab, nothing you have to look past to look into the bed of your truck. That's one of the reasons why a lot of folks who are, ranchers and folks who hook up to gooseneck trailers all the time like to make the comment that you should be able to do this on your own. Well, if you have a truck like that, you can do this on your own, because looking into the bed of your truck is like having a camera in the bed of your truck. But those of you with a truck like this probably understand that you're not just looking behind the cab to look into the bed. You're looking past the cab into the crew cab, past the crew cab likely over a toolbox, and possibly a bed cover that's rolled up into the bed of your cab, which means you will have zero visibility on what's going on in the bed of your cab. Now, you do have that center high mount light up there, which can sometimes look down, but because I have a bed cover here, you can't see in the bed. And it's not a very high resolution camera. Shame on Ford for not putting a super high resolution camera up there, because I think it would have been nice if they put a camera that's good enough that you could really zoom in close and see a lot of really high definition footage whenever you're backing up to a gooseneck trailer. So again, if you have the typical truck that's sold these days in terms of length for those people who are hauling gooseneck trailers around, it's typically going to be a crew cab 4-door long bed truck, and you may have an auxiliary fuel tank, you may have a child seat in the back, you may have a number of different things that prevent you from just glancing at the ball while you're backing up. Now, if you're a hotshot driver and you use your truck commercially and you hitch up to gooseneck trailers every single day, you probably are a pro at getting directly under the ball. But I sure as heck know that I'm not, and I can eyeball it, I can get pretty close, but it usually takes me 2 to 3 corrections to get directly under the ball. That's why on my previous truck I installed an in-bed camera looking down at the bed of the truck. I know that the current owner of my previous F450 does haul gooseneck trailers. It looks like he hauls livestock trailers, and he probably, hopefully, is getting a lot of use out of the camera that we positioned right there that looked directly at the side of the ball, just so you can get a really good view of if you are hitched up. The previous owner of the truck, I'm going to shoot him an email to see if he's getting some enjoyment out of that side view camera, because unless you install one, no one has those. That's not something that you can normally get. When you order the camera, you can't order it as a normal reverse camera, otherwise it will give you a weird mirrored image of hitching up, and it's going to look like you're hitching up from the opposite direction. So you have to order a front-facing camera in order for this to work. But we're going to install it on this truck, and we're going to see if I can get this thing installed the way I want it, so I can get the perspective I'm looking for whenever we're going to be backing up to the gooseneck trailer. So the specific model number of camera that I purchased is not included with this, and that's mainly because you have to kind of customize the package you're looking for your camera. So in essence, what I ordered here was a Super Duty 2017 and newer trailer camera, which includes this camera with the night vision, same camera we had before, but I need to swap it for the front-facing camera, not the mirrored rear-facing camera. Otherwise, again, you're going to get a really bad skewed vision of which way your truck is backing up to your trailer. So you have to order it as if the camera is pointing out the front, and left is left and right is right. When you have a rear view camera like this, you want left to be on this side and right to be on this side. So it's reversed, it's mirrored, like you're looking in a mirror. So if a car is coming up beside you, it doesn't look like it's coming up the opposite side. That said, I bought this harness along with it. It's all part of their package, and this should plug and play directly into the harness underneath the back of the Super Duty, which I think I found it, and I think they left it uncapped on the 24 model, possibly the 23, but we're going to find out. I'm going to see if I can clip directly to it, and that's pretty much all you need to do is you get the length of cable you need. I got this in 10 meters just to be safe, and yeah, it just plugs and plays directly in, provides power and everything. So let's see if we can get this thing plugged into where I think I can plug it in. Okay, so I am under the truck. I always kind of wondered what these plugs right here are for, because there's nothing going to them and they leave them just hanging back here. Sure, it's for something related to towing, I imagine, or maybe if you're going to be connecting other lights. But if you look at the spare tire, there's the axle, spare tire, receiver, hitch. Right above it right here, there appears to be a plug that is opened on one end, and we're going to see if we can plug directly into that. If we can, that would be absolutely fantastic, but I don't know if we'll be able to because I don't know how this thing is set up. Feels like it's the right plug, but then it kind of doesn't at the same time because nothing is sliding over that. So that is the plug. So this is attached to it, then it slides onto a clip up there. I was able to get it off, and it gives me some slack. Now I should be able to take my plug right here and plug directly into that, I think. Let's see how this works. And that is your rear trailer camera plug. They make it nice and convenient so it's not used. There we go, we're plugged in. That was a lot easier than it was last time. I'm gonna feed the wire up here, fish it out the other end, hopefully. And up here, if I got room for it, there we go. Just like that. The wire's now tucked up there. Okay, so after trying to figure out from different angles what would be the best place to put it, I figured just putting it back where it was is the best, because I can use the high center mount camera to get a pretty good alignment side to side. But the larger screen in the new Super Duty, it kind of works out fine. So I'm just going to put it directly off to the side of the ball facing the ball. And I don't want to have to put a large hole in the side, well, not a large, but like a 3/4 inch hole in the side to fit the wire through anymore. I'm going to see if I can feed the wire down here and if it will drop down to the bottom where I can get to it to connect to the camera. That would save me a lot of routing, and it would make it a little bit neater looking. Well, I take that back. It won't make it as neat looking because the wire will be exposed right there, but it will definitely keep me from having to drill a large hole on the side of the bed to feed the wire through. I'm not worried about rust. That's not the case. It's an aluminum bed, so it's not going to rust, but at the same time, the fewer the holes, the better, right? So we're going to go ahead and see if I can feed that wire down. If I can, then it will keep me from having to drill a hole to the side of the bed. I'll still have to put some small holes to mount the bracket, though. So far, so good. Let me show you what's going on under here. Hopefully you can see. Right there's my wire from that hole. So I can literally just feed it right here, connect it to my plug right there, and we're good to go. I'm going to feed it up here though, so it's concealed a little bit more and it's kind of out of the way. So I'm going to see if I can find a pass-through hole to get it into this space right here. But that's really, really convenient. So no pass-through hole, but I did route it right here, then up there. I'm going to zip tie it in place so it's all nice and tight up here and clean looking. So far, this is going along really well. Hopefully there's no unexpected surprises. Okay, so I have the bracket. It's gonna go right about there. Right about there. I know a lot of people get really nervous whenever you're drilling into a vehicle. For some reason, well, I'm going to take this back. I don't get nervous per se, but what I do is I just do it, because if I wait too long, then I freak myself out and I lose the courage to do it. So I don't like that happening. So you have 4 screws total to hold it onto the bracket. 2 of them are going to be kind of your pivot point, and then the other 2 are going to be your angle adjustment. You don't really need those if you tighten your pivot screws enough, but they definitely help if you have a super bumpy truck like an F450 that can cause your camera to move out of the way. And it's not a light camera. The camera actually has some weight to it. So most you can do to secure it would be a good idea. Those are those screws, and then these will go above it, and these just keep everything lined up properly. All right, nice and tight, not going anywhere at all. I'm going to feed this wire back here, and then I'll zip tie it to these clamps rather than feeding it through the clamps. And there's actually some clips up here, which I might be able to squeeze it through. But these clips that hold this plastic cap on top are kind of the perfect anchor points to put a zip tie through and get this all wired right. So next, I'm just going to plug this in. Get a hold of the end here so I can tighten it. And I'm going to cover it up with that. And then we're going to go get some zip ties real quick. Now what's kind of cool about this is because it puts the plug literally right here, if I decide to run a trailer camera or something, I can simply connect it there. I don't need to go into the truck. I can disconnect the side view camera and connect the trailer cam. So that is really, really convenient. This last one, I don't have any more plugs there, so I'm going to go through the clamp right here to get to that one. Put it on the other side like that. And then I'll feed this wire down. Definitely got more slack than I needed, but there's plenty of space under there to bundle it up, which is nice. So far, I'm saying perfect, easy, and simple a lot, so hopefully it doesn't come back and bite me. I'm going to bundle all this up and get it all tucked out of the way. Okay, so we have everything zipped up here, bundled nice, a lot of zip ties. I'm going to cut all these ends off here in a second, but now we can go in the truck and we can see what it looks like. Front camera, let's look at our auxiliary camera, which is going to be this one right here. Please work. Check that out. Is that not absolutely amazing? So now I have a camera looking into the side of the truck or the side of the bed, which gives me a ton of flexibility. That is really cool. What do you guys think of that? That was a very, very easy installation, and be honest with you, super happy that it turned out really good. Very, very simple. And quite frankly, you really couldn't ask for something much simpler than that. And if I ever need to replace the camera for whatever reason, I now have the ability just to simply unplug it, as opposed to going underneath the truck to get to the cable because of where it's located in the bed. Let's wrap this video up. So there the camera is, mounted very nicely. You really can't even tell anything's been ran back here except for that little plug right there, which is now readily available if I need to use it for anything else. I could buy another camera and just plug it in and directly connect to the auxiliary camera connection in the truck, which is super nice. And the plug is just slightly bigger than that hole. You really have to push it to get it through there, so it's not just going to fall in even if I disconnect the camera. The camera is now serviceable as well. I can remove it without having to get underneath the truck and cutting the harness open. This was a super quick install, a lot quicker than my previous truck. My previous truck, it was probably an hour and a half to get it all done. In this truck, because of how I ran it, because of how easy the connector was to get to, the extra slack that they gave you, and its plug and play, I could have wrapped this whole project up if I wasn't recording in probably 15 minutes or less. That's how simple it is. So kudos to Ford for making this such an easy process. Love having a side view camera. It's going to give me tremendous amount of capability to look at what's going on whenever I'm hitching up to a gooseneck or fifth wheel. Doesn't really matter. Or I can just even monitor what's in the bed. It's got little infrared lights on there as well, so it'll illuminate in the dark even if the bed cover's closed. So a lot of good reasons to do this upgrade. It's about a $300 upgrade, which is a heck of a lot less than the Ford camera system, and this is a lot more versatile and flexible because of what we're able to do with it. Anyways, I sure hope you enjoyed this video. I will throw a link to this product in the description of this video if that's something you're interested in. Please be sure to check the year, make, and model of your vehicle before attempting to do this. The camera system I purchased was for a 27 and newer Super Duty with the plug, the 360-degree camera system, which gets you that plug there. If you don't have the 360-degree camera, you're not going to be able to actually use this system because the plug won't be there. You'll have to figure out a different way to do it, at least according to them. You need to get the forward-facing camera, not the reverse mirrored camera as well. And the plug-in harness is all plug-and-play as long as you got the right vehicle. Again, I sure hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.